Guys, so we're going to go ahead and look at how to write our conclusion, one of our last pieces of writing for this essay. So on your graphic organizer, you have what I have, okay? You have the example hyperlinked here. You have the box for your transitional word, okay? Remember, you are not using in conclusion or concluding or to conclude, okay? You have this right here, and it goes through all the different words that you can use to signalize that you are going to go ahead and wrap up writing your essay. So you're going to put there, okay? Then restate your thesis in a new way. Do not just copy and paste, but instead think about what you're saying. You're talking about characterization and setting. What's the different way that you can say the setting? Oh, it's where the story takes place, or characterization, how characters are described, so on, so on and so forth. Then summarize your body paragraphs. You know that in one you talk about characterization. You talk about them being dynamic or static or flat or round. You're talking about them being dynamic and round. In the setting paragraph, you talk about the annex and the setting. So you should talk about those here, okay? And how they all go in to develop the theme. Then what's the bigger purpose? Why should we care about characterization? Why should we care about setting? You are not asking a question here, okay? So let's now take a look at our example. You guys will click on that and pull it up. So we start off with our summary. Not our summary, with our transition word that says to summarize, okay? To summarize, the lesson or the theme, without feelings, society becomes less human, is developed by descriptive traits and where the story takes place in the novel The Giver, written by Lois Lowry. Right there, that's our restatement of our thesis. We have descriptive traits, which is the characterization, and where the story takes place, which is going to be our setting. Okay, we explicitly say The Giver, it's written in italics by Lois Lowry. Please make sure that you're spelling Lois Lowry's name correctly. If not, you will get points taken off, okay? Then we go to summarize. What do we talk about in our body paragraphs? Throughout the novel, Lowry describes Jonas as a dynamic character by showing us progress from bland child to determined leader. This change of Jonas helps as a character helps to develop himself and further the novel. These characters throughout the novel, especially Jonas, show how characterization impacts and develops more of the story with the help of the setting. Okay, so right there we talked about characterization. We talked about how Jonas is changing, how it develops himself, how it develops the novel, okay, which goes to develop the moral of the story, which is also the theme. Then we add in the part about the setting. So when we talk about the setting affects the character's actions and the theme because it creates an environment that impacts how Jonas acts, okay? And with that, you may want to add a little bit more about how the setting truly impacts and affects Jonas. You could talk about how that also goes back in to develop the moral of the story, but you also did that up here, okay? Then we go ahead and we end. Conformity in the novel is important because it affects the community's thoughts, opinions, and actions. Without the setting and character interactions, there is no plot for the novel to have. This is your bigger purpose. Why should we care about setting? Why should we care about characterization? We care about it because if we don't have it, there's no plot. Remember, one of the things that we were really focusing on is how does a particular line of dialogue, how does a particular interaction really drive the story and develop it? And that's what our bigger purpose is. And that's going to be how we want our conclusion to look. Now look at this. It's about half a page long, which is what you should also be aiming for. If you have any questions, please reach out.